Nobody talks about what happens after it all ends. When the cleats come off, when the season is over, when your whole identity, that jersey, that schedule, that structure, when it all just disappears. And you wake up, one day and you're not the point guard anymore. You're not the linebacker, not the team captain. You're just somebody with a gym membership and no direction. And nobody tells you how to really deal with that. You know what I mean? Like nobody prepares you for what it feels like to go from being him to just another guy trying to figure shit out. Because the reality is, you were built different your whole life, and now the world just expects you to blend in. You're expected to just clock in, show up, smile at meetings, make your spreadsheets, or do whatever trivial tasks you got to do throughout the day. Take orders from somebody that's never broken a sweat before in their life. You're expected to just stop chasing greatness and just exist. But deep down, you know that you're not like them. You've already lived through pressure that would break most people. You've already pushed through pain that most people will never even feel. And you've already given your body, your time, and your life to something bigger than yourself. You were raised to be a savage, not an employee. And I know all this because I've lived a life. Like, I played D2 ball. I've been playing football since I was a little kid, been playing sports all in between. And, I've been there. Like when I stopped playing ball, I thought the freedom was going to be lit. Like, I thought it was going to be amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, no more 2 days, no more mandatory film sessions. You know what I'm saying? No more training table, no more coaches, no more weights, no more rules. Like, I thought the freedom was going to be everything because when you play collegiate sports, you're used to your time being so already managed out for you that you don't really know what it's like to have a lot of time. So I thought it'd be awesome, but once I got to experience it, I realized that freedom was somewhat like a trap. Because now I had all the time in the world, but no purpose. Like I was still working out, but definitely like not like how I was when I was playing ball. I didn't feel the need to. I didn't have a season to prepare for. I didn't have any type of testing that was coming up to track if I was getting better or worse. I had nothing to really, no aspirations in the weight room to go hard. So I didn't really feel the fire. Like I looked fine, but I wasn't dialed in. And yeah, I started, getting into the real world, started stacking skills, right? Like I was a freight broker for a little bit, did door-to-door sales, got into remote sales, even did sales for like a law firm, did like the whole corporate route, did a whole, what's this shit, President's Club, all that shit. You know what I mean? Like I lived that life as well. I was able to actually launch a couple businesses, started making some money. But even with doing all that shit, like it sounds good, but something still felt off. And it wasn't, and it was really me realizing I wasn't like just a washed up athlete. I was just unaligned. Like, because everything that you want starts in your mind. Your body's already been trained, your work ethic's elite, your resilience is proven, but your mind, that's the thing that you have to rewire. Because the world is mental, life is mental, success, everything is mental. And once you change your mental frequency, your whole life changes. Like, once you shift your attention, you're gonna change your energy. Like where your attention goes, energy flows. And when you shift that energy, because you shifted your attention, you shift your frequency. And when you shift your frequency, now you start to attract everything that's been missing for you. But it all starts with being aware of where you want to go, who you want to be, and just who you are outside of the sport. A lot of times as athletes, we're just raised to believe that, you're just Beastie the DB, or you're just Tommy the point guard, or you're just Sally the libero, or whatever it is. But a lot of times you got to realize that even if you go ahead and be the next Steph Curry, LeBron James, or whoever it may be, you're always going to be bigger than the sport. And that's the thing that I feel like a lot of people struggle with, is not separating themselves from the sport. And that's what leads to people getting out of the sport and just feeling lost and feeling hopeless because they don't have any type of sense of identity. They don't have any type of sense of purpose and any type of sense of drive because they're not who they believe that they were forever. And it really starts with just taking control of your mind and taking control of what you focus on, because it's really easy to focus on all the negative things going on because you're starting from scratch now. Like you're starting from the bottom of the depth chart. You're just another guy with a resume. So like it's easy to focus on all the negative things that are going against you, but you have to do the opposite. You have to focus on everything that you have going for you, because the reality is the average person can't do what you already did. They couldn't survive your worst week in high school, let alone, nobody, the average person would have folded after one day of 6 a.m. lifts or a day of 2 days, or plus film, plus classes, plus travel and doing that shit the next day. Like most people can't do that shit, and you did it for years. You did it with injuries. You did it with pressure. You did it for no money, and no guarantees, and no applause. Like you're already overqualified for life. You just haven't been shown where to aim that energy. And yeah, like you might be confident, you might be cocky, you might have an ego, but that's fucking good. Like that's why you were good at your sport. Because like your ego built you. It's not a bad thing. It's what made you compete. It's what made you get up when you were dead tired. It's what made you chase that greatness. And now that same ego needs to be realigned to something more aligned with who you always been. Like you thought that once sports ended, life would get easier. You thought that freedom would mean happiness, but nobody told you what to do with the freedom. Nobody told you freedom comes with silence. It comes with loneliness, with an internal pressure that nobody else can see. You have to have structure, or excuse me, you used to have structure. You used to have a team. You used to have somebody yelling at you, pushing you, but now it's all on you. And a lot of dudes fall off right there. Because when you don't know where to aim that energy, you either start shooting at nothing or not shooting at all. You know, I see it all the time. You know, guys go one of a few different paths. You know, some guys just wander. You know, they kind of try everything. Nothing sticks, and they kind of get tired and get in like a negative rut and kind of just, you know, do what everybody else around them is doing. Or some people go down another path where, you know, they kind of just get right into everyday life, right? They get a job that might be aligned with their degree, you know, and kind of just blend in, not necessarily do bad by no means, but, you know, there's still something that is clicking within them that there's still a hunger within them that they're not satisfying yet, but they're doing, you know, well by society's means, you know what I mean? Like they're clocking in, they got a good life, they're doing all that adulting stuff. But there's another path as well, and that path is realignment. That's when you realize that you're still that motherfucker, that you still him, you're still that guy. You just need to realign with who you've always been, because that beast never died. He's just been asleep. And that's personally what I had to do. I had to realize that I wasn't done, that I wasn't washed, that I just needed to recalibrate. Because when you really think about it, with everything that you've done, like the fact that you were able to dedicate years of your life to something that you didn't necessarily know how it was going to play out, you know, like I'm sure a lot of people had pro dreams, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, whatever it may be, and you're literally going to sleep every single day and waking up every single day with the intentions on going pro, or with the intentions on winning a championship, with the intentions of going all conference, whatever it may be, with no real guarantees at the end that shit's going to happen. Like there's nothing, like you can work out 4 times a day. You can eat all the best shit. You can watch all the film that you can. Like you can do all the right things and then go get hurt. Or you can do all the right things and it just not work out. Like the ability to be able to have that type of faith and still act is something that's going to separate you from every single person in the world. Because a lot of people cannot have that type of faith and then they take those type of actions. Like when I realized that the fact that I was able to do that shit for years, I realized that there's no way that I could not be successful in everyday life. And not even just about being successful, but being successful in a way that felt aligned with who I always was. And not just feeding money into somebody else's pockets and just, you know, having a job, just to say I have a job and just to, you know, get by. Like, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm saying that it hits different when you can live life by design and not by default. And as an athlete, you have every right to do so. Anybody has any right to do so. But as an athlete, as somebody that's already, you know, sacrificed blood, sweat, and tears and been able to put themselves through the ringer, like you're the most qualified person to do that. You know what I mean? And that's really what I had to realize within myself is like, bro, like I'm still that motherfucker. I just need to tap back in with who I've always been, you know, and really chase greatness every single day and try and outdo myself on every single day, on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Like, and now like I'm way more in shape than I was than when I did play ball. I've been able to launch businesses. I've been able to create valuable content and build, you know, real impact, help people out. And I know that I still have more to go. I'm just scratching the surface. But just being aligned with who I've always known that I was has been the most liberating thing. And that's something that all former athletes need to feel, need to experience, because you're always bigger than your sport. You always have been. But the fact that you're an athlete, it makes you exceptional in everyday life. And for me personally, once I got my mind right, everything else followed. money started coming in. My body got snapped right back in shape. My vision got more clear, and just peace returned because I'm waking up every single day, chipping away at the mission. You know, like life felt the best as an athlete, whether you're in high school or college, because you're just waking up and only thing on your mind was ball. You know what I mean? Like you knew that if you went to practice and had a good practice and ate well, you know what I mean, and maybe like watch some film or hit training table, stretch, recover, cold tub, hot tub, and shit. Like you knew that like you just put all the good inputs to get one step closer to your goal, so you felt good, you felt at peace. And that's the best. That's when life is the best. When you have a goal that you're headed towards, and every single day you're just chipping away at it. You have that accountability within yourself. Like now, since you don't have teammates around you, you have to have that internal accountability, or rely on a coach or a trainer or whatnot. But it's still, it's still going to be something that is coming from you just wanting it that bad. And that was the biggest thing for me. I had to realize is that I didn't want to necessarily have like the best job in the world. That wasn't a dream of mine as a kid. The big reason why I wanted to go to the league and shit was, obviously to live out the NFL dream and, just be that guy. But it's because I wanted to be able to change my family's life. I wanted to be able to be a positive impact in my community. I wanted to be able to show people that come from where I come from that you can do it. You can be successful. You can be rich. You can have an amazing life. And it took me to get out of the sport to realize that you can do all those things without going to the league. You can still have a massive impact on your community. You can still be successful. You can still be famous if you want to be famous. You can still be rich. Like you can still be abundant without having the actual league itself if you pick a target and just go for it and make sure that target is aligned with your natural strengths and who you really are. So like this whole video isn't about motivation. This isn't about coaching. It's about remembering who you always are and who you always been and just getting your soul back, because you're not washed, bro. You've never been washed. You're not average. You're not behind. You're just waiting to realign with your true identity. And when you do, I'm telling you, the world is going to adjust. Life is going to bend to your will. Opportunities are going to open up. Money's going to come in, and discipline will be a byproduct of you just being yourself. And that's when purpose returns and everything you thought was gone just comes back even stronger. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comment section. I'm probably going to be making more content around just the journey of an ex-athlete, because I feel like nobody really talks about what that's like. But let me know if you like this. Let me know any topics that you want to see me cover more on. And I hope you have a beastie day.